Hey guys, Ryan here, and in this video I'm going to be covering what I believe are the best in-game graphics settings to use if you wish to play Elden Ring at 1440p at a solid 60 FPS throughout the entire game. So what I mean by that is that whilst in most cases, especially when you're inside caves, catacombs and legacy dungeons, then you'll probably find that the game will run typically at a solid 60 FPS. However, when it comes to outside, there are certain areas in the game where the frame rate will start to tank. For example, this may happen when you're fighting dragons in the overworld, or even when you're nearby to walking mausoleums. Now, for obvious reasons, this isn't ideal in a game such as Elden Ring, where fast reactions are usually required. So after a bit of trial and error and multiple playthroughs of this game, I believe I finally found the sweet spot for a consistent frame rate throughout the entirety of the game, again if you want to play it at 1440p. So for point of reference, I'm going to be using my own system, which has an AMD Ryzen 5 3600, and an NVIDIA RTX 3060 Ti, 32GB of Corsair DDR RAM, which runs at 3200 MHz frequency, and the game itself is installed on a Samsung NVMe. Now I will also note that for this particular video I am running the game on Windows 11, but you'll probably find that it will run quite well on Linux as well if you use Steam Proton. In fact, the only thing you'll find missing from the game itself is HDR support. So without further ado, let's load up the game. Okay, so the first thing I would disable is the auto detect best rendering settings, as this is meant to drop the graphics whenever the performance is tanking, but honestly, it never seems to work correctly and I found it just causes the game to stutter. And leading on from that, in second, I would also disable ray tracing, because unless you've got a beefy GPU such as an NVIDIA 3090, I've found that the performance hit is simply just not worth it for the slight increase in the lighting visuals. So to put it in perspective, I drop about 10 FPS for each toggle, if you like, of the ray tracing level, which would be fine if the game supports some form of upscaling technology such as DLSS or FSR, but as of this video, it doesn't. Okay, so now let's get into the meat and the potatoes of the video, which is the advanced graphics settings. And I'm just going to quickly run through what I typically have set. So first on the list is texture quality, and this is one of the more taxing settings to apply as it will influence the detail found throughout the game world. So for a good balance between performance and visuals, I tend to leave this one at medium. Next on the list is anti-aliasing, and this is typically used to smooth out jagged edges in the game, which is more useful at lower resolutions, but it also helps here at 1440p as well. This one I tend to leave as high, as there's no real performance benefit unless setting any lower. SSO, or Screen Space Ambient Occlusion, is used to create more realistic shadows around objects, and I found that if you drop it from high to medium, it still provides a decent performance increase, and it doesn't really affect the visuals all that much. Next one we're going to look at is shadow qualities. Actually, due to a bug in this particular game, I tend to set this one to maximum, and the reason for that is that I found that if you sometimes set it lower, it can cause some weird texture glitches. In particular, some textures may have some form of weird shimmering effect around them. To be fair, this probably will get fixed in the patch at one point, so you could probably drop it down to high or medium. Next is light quality. This is used to adjust the complexity and fidelity of lighting in the game, and I found that performance is not really improved by dropping it from lower than high, so I tend to just leave it at high. Effects quality is used to control effects, funny enough, such as smoke and fire, and much like the previous setting, lowering it any lower than high doesn't really make that much of a difference to performance, so yeah, again I tend to leave this one as high. Volumetric quality is used to adjust the realism and details of the sky and fog, and again, much like the previous two settings, I'll leave this one at high because lower settings don't really improve performance and it just makes the game look worse. Reflection quality is a strange setting in this game, as in other games what you tend to find is that this is one of the more taxing options you can enable, as it really controls the amount of reflections and the quality of reflections that you see. For some reason in Elden Ring, it doesn't really make a difference whether you set it to low or maximum, so once again I go for happy medium, which is high. Water surface quality is used to adjust the visual quality of waters and reflections. Once again, I found it doesn't really affect performance, so again, I just leave this one as high. One that does affect the performance is shader quality, as this controls the quality of the shading applied to objects, characters, and the world itself. I tend to leave this one as medium, as I found that the difference in visuals between high and medium is not really something that I notice. Global illumination quality, unsurprisingly this one affects the lighting, making it a bit more realistic. I'll leave this one as high, as again, I've not really found any difference in performance if you set it any lower. Grass quality, I put this one down as medium, mainly because this actually is a more performance taxing option, as it really just dictates how much foliage appears on the map. So again, happy medium on this one, we'll go to medium. Now there were two options that I didn't cover, and that is depth of field and motion blur. Neither of these options really have any influence with your performance, but I don't tend to like the effects they portray, so I just typically turn them off. Okay, so with all that said, let's jump into some gameplay, just so you can see these settings in action. So in conclusion, with the settings we've covered in this video, you should now be getting smooth 60 FPS gameplay, regardless of whether you're outside, in a cave, or even when there's a lot just generally happening on the screen at once. Of course, these are my settings, and they're based on my particular hardware, so if you've got weaker or even more powerful hardware than I do, then you might want to do some further tweaking, but at least this is a great starting point. In either case, thank you for watching this video today, and if you did find it helpful, please don't forget to leave a like, share the video, and subscribe to this channel. Thanks again, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye now.